Hey guys, so today's video is going to be an update for my project pan for 2019. We have less than 3 months left in the year, which is so insane to me, but I wanted to sit down and do one final update before I wrap up with my video, which won't be for a little while, like the end of December, but there are a couple of things that I wanted to share with you guys. I've used up a couple of products. I'm having a little bit of a difficult time using up others, but overall, I just wanted to give you guys a general update. The main question that I typically get is like, why do I even bother with a project pan? It's kind of pointless if I have a larger collection. Honestly, I've changed my buying habits a lot. I've purchased so much less makeup in 2019, and I think part of my job on YouTube is to review new makeup, but I feel like I'm very selective, and honestly, I used to use that as an excuse to over purchase, but when I do a project pan, it really helps to refocus my mindset, and it reminds me how long it takes to use up makeup. It takes a long time to use up a lot of makeup. So if I'm sitting here using the same eyeliner for like 4 months, it just kind of reminds me that I don't need to repurchase like an additional 4th or 5th eyeliner to add to my makeup collection because they really do last a very long time. So that is the main reason why I like to do it. It really keeps me it keeps me in check with my purchasing habits. I also think it's fun. It's a fun challenge to try to use up products. It helps me rediscover some older favorites, and ultimately, it just helps me show love to a variety of products in my collection that otherwise might have just sat there and gone bad. My ultimate goal was to use up 19 products this year. I am about halfway there. I think I can do it, so let me update you guys. So as a quick reminder, these are the products that I had used up by the time I updated you guys on my 6-month update. So I used up the NYX Epic Ink eyeliner and also the Tarte Man-Eater eyeliner. And then I used up 3 of the ColourPop concealers, which sounds a little bit excessive. I typically use this concealer as foundation, so I do go through it a little bit more quickly. I had a bunch of random shades in my collection and nothing really matched me perfectly, so I did want to make an effort to use them up so I could kind of purchase my go-to shade and just have that one. So those are the 6 products that I did use up by my 6-month update. Actually, that's only 5. I did use up the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer, which is my favorite primer for the fall and winter time. So those are the 6 products that I used up. Since then, I have used up an additional 5 products, and I'm so excited because I feel like I made really good progress these past 3 months. I finished the 4th ColourPop concealer that I did want to use up. So now the ColourPop concealers that I have in my collection match me really well, and I don't have to like fumble around in my drawer trying to like mix shades together because that's always a little bit of a guessing game. So I did use this up. I also used up 2 more eyeliners. I had so many open eyeliners in my collection, and I have found my favorite eyeliner in the entire world, the Urban Decay Perversion. So now I really don't think I'll be purchasing a lot of additional eyeliners. That's like my go-to and the only one that I really want to use. So I did finish the Too Faced Better Than Sex eyeliner, which I do like. I don't think it stays in place as well as the Urban Decay liner, but the tip of this liner is so tapered, so it's really easy to do like very sharp winged liner, which is what I did like about it. It didn't last as long as I thought it would. It dried out pretty quickly, but I did use it a lot, so that could be why. I also used up the ColourPop liquid liner. This one is in the shade Numero Uno, which is their black liner. It is a felt tip liner, and this one, again, lasted a really, really long time. I've been reminded in this project pan that liquid liner seems to last forever, so there really is no need for me to have I had 4 open liquid liners in my collection, and right now I still have a couple. So once I kind of work my way through them, I will not be on like this liquid liner purchasing spree. I think I was just really searching for like my go-to perfect liquid liner, and now that I've found it, I think I'll mainly stick with that one. But I do like all 4 of these. I just don't like any of them as much as the Urban Decay liner. So I am happy I found that one. Okay, I did finish up my mini Fenty Gloss Bomb, and I wasn't necessarily planning on running out and repurchasing it, but I did repurchase the full-sized gloss because we were out of town for a while, for like 2 weeks, and I forgot every single lip product. I didn't have a liner, a gloss, a lipstick, so I went to Sephora and I just purchased 1 lip product I thought would work well, and this is my favorite gloss. So I did use up the mini bottle. I don't have it to share with you guys because I don't know what I did with it. After using up a mini gloss this year, and I think I had one in my project pan last year, I've really realized that gloss lasts a very, very long time. So I'm kind of more into mini glosses, but as far as lip gloss goes, like the Fenty formula is my favorite. So I don't think I'll have an issue eventually using this one up. but I did finish up the mini, so I'm pretty proud of myself. And the last product I used up is one that I am so proud of myself for finishing. This one is the Laura Geller Baked Balance-n-Brighten Foundation in Fair. This powder is never ending. I used this powder probably hundreds of times, and it felt like it was never ending. I finally hit pan on it this year, and I finally used it up, and I do love it, but I don't think I'm going to repurchase it for now because I do have quite a few powders in my collection. So I'm happy I actually used this up because it was getting old, and instead of letting it sit in my collection and expire, I was able to finish it. So I'm pretty proud of myself with the progress that I've made so far. I did declutter one product. I decluttered the Becca Cosmetics Sunlit Bronzer in the shade Capri Coast. I just couldn't get into that one. This is a good lesson for me because I actually repurchased that product as a backup when I was really loving the bronzer probably a year or two ago. And then I just kind of, like, my bronzer preferences changed and I found another product in my collection that I liked more. So that was a really good reminder for me not to purchase a bunch of backups. It's just not necessary. I have other products in my collection I can use instead. And honestly, makeup preferences do change. So I just never ended up falling in love with that one in 2019. So I decided to declutter it and pass it along. So I've used up 11 products total. There are 2 more products that I think I'll be able to add to my total by the end of October. The first one is the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder. I have the shade Translucent, and I'm almost finished with this one. I've actually been reaching for this a lot. I didn't use it a whole lot during the summer because I preferred something a little bit more mattifying, but during the month of September and heading into October, I've been using it a lot. So I think I'll be able to completely use this up by the end of the month. I also think I will finish the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. I can't tell exactly how much I have left in here because it was sitting on its side, but I like this primer. I think it works well. I don't like it enough to repurchase the full-sized bottle, but I think I like it enough to actually finish it up. So I am going to make an effort to use this up by the end of October as well. So I have 3 more products in my project pan that I do think I'll be able to use up by the end of the year. It will probably take me like the next 3 months to actually finish them up, but I think I'll be able to do it. I hope so. So the first one is the ColourPop Brow Boss Pencil in the shade Dark Brown. This pencil's okay. It's not my favorite formula, and once I use it up, I won't be repurchasing it, but I try to use it on days where I want to fill in my brows, but they don't have to look like their absolute best because it is a good alternative to using like my Anastasia Brow Wiz. That's pretty expensive, so if I can replace that with this pencil like a few times a week, in the end, it does save me money because I already purchased this product. I don't love the Fenty concealer. I feel like I just have so many other concealers that I love and that make my makeup look very smooth and flawless, and they just stay in place well. I don't hate this concealer, otherwise I would have decluttered it, but I feel like because I kind of think it's okay, I will reach for it on occasion, and I did spend the money on it, so I do want to make an effort to use it up, and I have been incorporating it into my makeup routine on occasion. So I do think I'll be able to finish this one up as well. I don't know what the deal is with this product. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. This is my favorite, but I don't think I've really made any progress on this since my last project pan. I don't know why I haven't been reaching for it. I have found other powders that I think perform just as well, like the Flower Beauty Light Illusion, but because of that, I haven't been reaching for this one. But I do like it. Like, I think it makes my skin look so smooth. So I think I will be reaching for this one during the fall season. I didn't use it a lot during the summer because it's not like a mattifying powder, and it will, like, my foundation will break down a little bit when I use this during like the hot summer days. But because it is fall now and my skin's not as oily, it's not as hot, I think it will definitely come in handy. So I do want to make an effort to use it up. It is in my project pan. So those are the 3 products that are going to take a lot more work, but I think I'll be able to use them up by the end of the year. Let me share what I'm adding in, and then I'll finish up with the products that I'm just not going to finish. I'm adding in another brow pencil, and I feel like this is a little bit of an easier product, but because a lot of the products in my project pan are a little bit more difficult to use up, I kind of wanted to give myself a pass and include something that's a little bit easier. So this is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. This has lasted such a long time because you really just need a very small amount. To be honest with you guys, I really only use one side. I use the ink stain side. So I kind of wish they sold them separately, but I don't think I'll have an issue using that up. I do want to really make an effort to use up the actual pencil side just because it is there. I don't want it to go to waste because I really rarely reach for it. And I don't know if it's because, you know, I'm so used to using the ink stain side, but it works well. I just need to make a conscious effort to use it. So I am putting this in my project pan as a reminder to finish it up, and I do want to use it up by the end of the year. I think I'll be able to do that. I'm adding in a lip balm. This one is the Drunk Elephant Lippie Balm. This was my go-to lip balm until I discovered the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Balm. That is now my go-to. It's my absolute favorite formula, but because of that, I haven't really been using my Drunk Elephant Lippie Balm, and this was kind of expensive. So I do still like this formula. It performs really, really well. I don't have a ton of product to use, but I did spend the money on it. I do like the formula. I want to make sure I use it and that it's not just like sitting in a drawer, not getting used. So I am putting this in my project pan as well. This is kind of random because I decluttered the majority, if not all, of my Wet n Wild products, and I passed them along to like my cousins, my friends, and family. But I do have one random Wet n Wild product that I found in my collection that I've actually been using. This is their Color Icon eyeshadow in the shade Creme Brulee, and I typically use it to set my eyeshadow primer into place when I don't have like a base shadow in an eyeshadow palette that I'm using. It's pretty old. Honestly, I don't know how long I've had this, but I thought I would include it in my project pan and see if I can at least hit pan on this. I don't know if I'll be able to actually use it up by the end of 2019 because we only have like less than 3 months left, but I thought it would be a fun challenge to see if I could actually hit pan on it. And I mean, it works well. I find myself using it fairly often. This might be a little bit of a stretch. I don't know if I'll be able to use it up completely, but I am going to make an effort to use up a good amount of it. It is the Banana Bright Face Primer by Ole Henriksen. I bought this, I want to say, back in the spring, and I really didn't use it at all during the summertime. It's a very nice, smoothing, hydrating primer. I really like how it makes my skin look and makes my foundation look as well. Like if I apply foundation on top, everything is very smooth and even. And now that we are in fall and winter is around the corner, I feel like I'll be able to get more use out of it. So I do want to make an effort to use it up. It was pricey and I don't want it to go to waste in my collection, and I do like it. So now that I'm putting it in my project pan, I'm sure I'll reach for it more often. Oh wait, I actually have one more product. So I am adding 5 products in. This one is the e.l.f. Primer-Infused Bronzer in the shade Forever Sun-Kissed. So I do want to make an effort to hit pan on this. I recently hit pan on my bronzer from the BALM, and the BALM Take Home the Bronze, and then this one from e.l.f. are like my 2 go-to bronzers. So I've had this one for a while, and I just feel like it's probably getting a little bit old, so it will just give me the motivation I need to actually use it up. And then once I use this one up and also my bronzer from the BALM, I think I might focus on a couple of other bronzers in my collection before I run out and buy additional bronzers. There are 3 products in my project pan that I just won't be able to use up. I'm still going to make an effort to use them and put a dent in them, but I just think at this point, like, there's no way they'll be finished by the end of the year. The first one is a blush, and I think I'm kind of done putting blushes in my project pans because I love being able to rotate my blushes, so it's not something that I like really hone in on and only use like one shade of over and over. I put the Hourglass blush in the shade Mood Exposure in my project pan because this is a small blush, it's a mini blush, and I was kind of curious to see how long it was going to take to use up because Hourglass does offer mini products, but they're a little bit pricey if you break them down like price per gram compared to their full-size products. So I just wanted to test out the mini and see if it took me a long time to use it up. And honestly, Hourglass products take forever to use up. If you're somebody who does like rotate your blushes fairly often, I think a mini blush would be sufficient just because it's not something you're going to go through super, super quickly. I don't wear this shade. I do wear it on occasion, but I don't wear it as much as I used to. So I like having it in my collection. I just won't be able to finish it up. So I think this has kind of solidified the idea that a mini Hourglass blush is definitely sufficient for me, just for the future if I do want to purchase additional shades. I also put an eyeshadow palette in my project pan. 1 year I had an eyeshadow palette in my project pan and I was able to hit pan on the majority of the shades, but that was like years ago. I haven't been able to do it since then. So I think I'm done putting eyeshadow palettes in my project pans. Again, I just love to be able to reach for different eyeshadow palettes every time I do my makeup. Unfortunately, I won't be able to use this up. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I didn't think I actually would, but I don't know that I'll even hit pan on any of the shadows. And the last product that I don't think I'll use up is a foundation. This is from Physicians Formula. It is the Healthy Foundation. Honestly, I kind of rotate between like 4 and 5 foundations at this point, and there was a time where I was like using up foundations. I remember going through quite a few of the Urban Decay All Nighter foundations and maybe another one, but at this point, I kind of reach for a bunch of different formulas depending on my mood, the makeup look that I'm going for. So because of that, I mean, honestly, this isn't one of like the 4 or 5 that I really, really love. I think it works well, and I did like it at one point, but I just feel like I don't find myself reaching for this one as much as I do other foundations in my collection. So I will continue to make an effort to use it. I just don't think I'll be able to use it up completely. Okay guys, that's everything I have to share with you. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I just feel like this is always a good reminder for me when it comes to makeup, how long it takes to actually use up makeup, how many different variations I really need, because in the end, I don't need to have a million different palettes and a million different powders. And I think that's a lesson that I've been learning. I do love like certain categories like blush and highlighter and palettes, but I do think that project pans kind of remind me that I don't really need to purchase an overwhelmingly large amount of makeup because there's no way I'll get through it all. Not that that's the goal. I don't think the goal necessarily has to be to use up everything in your collection because it's tough. Like if you like highlighter and you want to have a variety, you're not going to be able to get through everything, and I think that's okay. But in the end, I think it's always important to be better and make more conscious decisions where you can. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon with a new one. Bye.